Alright, what's up guys? So I'm sure you've at the very least heard about the video Dead Name Domain made on Synthetic Man and Griffin Gaming's Silent Hill F reviews. Or well, maybe not so much of a video because it's actually just a live stream that's edited down. Because of course, Dead Domain, being the absolutely hardworking individual that he is, decided to react to it live. Now, on the topic of Silent Hill F, I think if you've played the original games and you have two brain cells that you can rub together, which I know that I at the very least have that number, although not so much when it comes to Dead Domain, you can probably figure out that Silent Hill F is a pretty shit game and doesn't feel like Silent Hill in the slightest. When you're HRT brain rotted though, that's a little different. Anyway, strap in your brain cells and protect your ball sacks because we are gonna get straight into this absolutely wonderful video.
So I want to actually, because somebody asked me to make a video on Silent Hill F as kind of a review. I finished it a day or two ago. I really liked it.
You should kill yourself now!
Well, just give it a few years, low tier god. It's guaranteed. Now, to start off, you might notice the goat that he has sitting on the bottom left corner of the screen. Well, as it turns out, Dead Domain is a Satanist. So yeah, it's definitely clear that he's a very sane individual. What's even worse, though, is that as he said, he liked Silent Hill F. And well, to say it in short, that game is fucking garbage. I mean, already, dude, we're off to a fantastic start. A Satanist transgender that liked Silent Hill F? That sure is quite the trifecta.
The core story is so well told and feels so authentically in line with the series in a way that I was shocked by.
I'm shocked that you haven't submitted to the void yet, but no, the story is not well told in the slightest. It tries to hammer this feminist theme into your head so much that it's comical. It's only in line with the rest of the games if you're one of those people that unironically thinks that Silent Hill 2 is a story about mud depression, which, you know, let's be honest, he probably does think that.
Notably, as a Silent Hill fan,
wrong.
That is absolutely
wrong.
Yeah, no, buddy. You're about as much of a Silent Hill fan as you are a woman.
For example, there are a lot of little ties to, I don't want to spoil it because the game just came out, the drug used by Lisa Garland, by Kaufman in Silent Hill Origins and Silent Hill 1, that the cult members had, that like it has hallucinatory effects. That ties into Silent Hill F.
First off, Silent Hill Origins isn't canon, and when I say that, I mean it literally cannot fucking be canon, because it completely contradicts Silent Hill 1, but to the point, and I know he's talking about White Claudia. Obviously, the hack writer for this game didn't play any of the original games, because White Claudia only grows in fucking Silent Hill, and you as a supposed fan should also know this. People tried to make a connection to the original 4 games with this game, and they still failed.
So here's the thing that we're going to get into with Griffin Gaming and Synthetic Man. I can guarantee, up front, before I do anything else, I have played more Silent Hill than them.
You are fake news.
Yeah, I call complete fucking cap, dude.
C-A-P.
Now, as far as Griffin goes, he's already said many times before that he's not a Silent Hill fan, so yeah, I mean, it is safe to say that he hasn't really played very many of the games. Although I fully agree with his review, and I say that as a fan of the games. As far as Synth goes, I know he's played Silent Hill 2 at the very least, so he's already played more Silent Hill games than Dead Name Domain.
I have spent more time enjoying the series, diving into its themes, dissecting its symbolism than they have.
Yeah, and you let a doctor dissect your watermelons and fried chicken.
I'm Alice in Wonderland, your favorite Kiwi trans girl, and I just got my dick cut off.
Not everything needs to be for every person.
Well, I'm glad to hear you say that, lil bro, because the trans are not for me. As you said, not everything is for everyone, so you must respect my opinion.
You're in my house. Now, Silent Hill, this is my town. You have stepped into my fog, bitch.
I don't know if I want to step in your fog, honestly. It's probably some, like, fucking HRT gas or some shit. And fuck no, I don't even want to step in your house. Like, shit, man. You know, you probably have a fucking ball torture chamber down there with, you know, with, Dead Domain being trans.
The
Well, at
only
least you
Silent
can
Hill
admit
game
it.
I have played, aside from this one in particular, is Silent Hill 2 Remake, which I never had.
Bro. He's gonna say he never actually fucking finished it?
Well, you know, I can't really blame him if he didn't finish Silent Hill 2 Remake, because I'm actually someone who played the game, and I can definitely say that it was complete fucking dog shit.
And I have seen the movies, but I don't really know if that's a good or a bad thing, depending on who you ask, so maybe I should...
Bro, why the fuck does he roll his eyes like that? Like, you can actually tell that Lil Bro was extremely fucking tilted when he heard that. Now, I myself saw the first Silent Hill movie, and yeah, it's pretty bad. I definitely wouldn't be eager to see the second one.
And just a quick warning in case you couldn't...
So honestly, thus far, not entirely wrong. You could have read that out of any number of reviews that say the exact same fucking thing.
Well, of course he's not wrong. He's Grifster Gaming, dude. I love Grifster Gaming. Obviously, he only has the correct opinions. But, like, okay, let's be for real, no cap, and actually be serious now. This is basically just confirming that the game is a woke piece of absolute dog shit. So I don't even know the point Dead Domain is making with this video.
Game Plus, but the main playthrough that everybody's going to experience their first time, the final boss of that playthrough is literally a wedding dress. And no, I am not kidding. It's literally hinted at in the very first scene of the game.
You're not fighting the dress. What?
Okay, but you're missing the point here. What does the fight represent? And I'll just spell it out for you. Marriage.
You weren't just fighting a fucking dress, dude.
Excuse me? I don't really like how you use the word dude. For all you know, Griffina Gaming could be a true and honest ma'am.
Excuse me, it's ma'am. It is ma'am.
But yeah, I obviously don't assume genders here. You know, some of us could either be the Shiva from India or the Shiva from Final Fantasy. So yeah, from now on, because I don't assume your gender, obviously, I'm gonna refer to you as an it. You know, just in case you're part of the creature community.
LDR, Silent Hill F is really not a game that I would recommend for $70. Again, I'm a tourist of this franchise, and even I know that this really doesn't feel like a Silent Hill game.
Wow, dude, this is some riveting commentary. While he's watching this video, all he's doing is drinking his red 40 juice. Glug, glug, glug. I mean, I guess he already put plenty of HRT into his body, so this won't have much worse of an effect, I'm sure.
Remember how I started talking about Silent Hill F and I was like, yeah, actually, you know what? Thematically, it fits with this. It actually has these callbacks to the series, and you can actually hold up this character next to this. And I like the way that it did the other world and all of these things that are thematically in line with the series while also being aesthetically aligned in the series, while also having like Akira Yamaoka fucking balling out on the soundtrack. So no, you're just fucking wrong.
Yeah, I bet you're also one of those people that thinks spooky fog is what makes a Silent Hill game, but like, I don't know, dude. If he's so wrong, you would think he could refute the points he's making. I personally don't remember some Scarlet Rot looking shit being in the old Silent Hill games, but who knows, dude. This guy is the Silent Hill expert after all, and when you enter Silent Hill, you are in his fog, you stupid bint. I bet he's also one of those Redditors that for real, no cap, believes that Silent Hill 3 is a game about girl power and shit, and that it's a game about religion, bad man.
Be like, well, I can just tell that that is not like Silent Hill because, like,
yo, what the fuck? Lil Bro really just spoke like an Indian.
So I could be wrong, but to me, this does not feel like Silent Hill from what I've seen from the classic games and even the movies, to their credit. But I don't really know if I can put it into words. Maybe you just need to see it for yourself.
Again, he's trying to be like, oh, this is obviously not Silent Hill. Because Silent Hill has never had you fist fighting gods. Oh, wait. Yes, it has. Silent Hill 3, you can end Silent Hill 3 literally shooting God in the face with a submachine gun, with a fucking Uzi.
That's a pretty disingenuous way of putting it, because the god in Silent Hill 3 is more equivalent to a demon than an actual god. I mean, you as a person of devil worship should know plenty about that, I'm sure. I mean, if you really want to get into the Silent Hill lore and symbolism, the final boss of Silent Hill 1 looks 1-to-1 with the Baphomet, who is also known as Satan. You could probably also compare the Seal of Metatron to the Seal of Solomon. I'd definitely look more into that. I mean, let's be honest, dude. Dead Domain would definitely fit into the order pretty well.
As throughout the game, it's revealed that Hinako is taking pain medication, which is one of your primary healing items in order to cope with the reality in which she's forced to live.
That's not what that is.
Wait, then what drug is she taking, lil bro?
It's the Aglafotis. It's the White Chrism. It's the White Claudia.
Look, here's the thing.
Fine. Listen,
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm kind of retarded.
Oh wait, apparently it's White Claudia, which I already explained earlier. No, dumbass, it's not. That shit only grows in Silent Hill. There's definitely a lot of media literacy on display here.
And he's like, yeah, it's fucking Tylenol.
It's called a fucking joke, dude. If you know about the Tylenol challenge that a bunch of psychotic women are doing, then you can obviously tell what joke he's making. It's kind of funny how well it works, because he obviously got tilted over the joke.
I once went to see Junko in the hospital when she was pregnant.
I know, Zuri, I hate how YouTubers can't review games without just summarizing the story.
I can't take this shit no more, man.
Oh yeah, dude. In a literal review, how dare he go in depth when it comes to one of the core aspects of the game? Especially with the fact that Silent Hill F is a woke piece of shit, where the F literally means feminism. Like, I don't know, this is just a really stupid argument. It's like, yeah, no shit. In a literal video game review, he will go in depth on the story.
Like, I realize when I do reviews on movies and stuff, I generally do like a beat-by-beat breakdown when it comes to like Christian films and stuff.
Yeah, of course he does critiques on Christian films. I bet he would also say that Lord of the Rings is garbage because Tolkien was a Catholic. I mean, I guess it was already obvious with the goat he has sitting in the corner.
This is 1.3. Like, this is past 1%. And the dude just, like, make a fucking point.
Yeah, dude, make a point. Meanwhile, this entire video is just a bunch of leftist word vomit where he says a lot but nothing at all. He's just acting incredibly disingenuous when he knows what the point is that's being made in this video.
Own way, not bow to society's pressures and expectations, blah blah blah, typical feminist narrative. So there you go, if you needed a little...
Oh damn, dude, there's the felted laugh. You can definitely tell that he's coping, seething, and dilating.
Cope, seethe, and dilate.
But yeah, obviously he knows that it's true. He knows that it's a feminist narrative, and fuck, he probably even confirmed it earlier when he said that Griffin was not necessarily wrong. So yeah, obviously he knows that it's the case, but he's just acting incredibly disingenuous, as he usually does. But, you know, I guess, you know, it may be a feminist narrative, but that's actually a good thing, dude.
Like, it is tantamount to torture to be bound, branded in marriage, to take on the family of this other person, right?
Yeah, how torturous. You know, the idea of having a family and serving someone other than yourself, I couldn't imagine anything worse, dude. If you can't see the message this game is pushing, which I'd say is an absolutely evil one, you're a complete idiot. This is obviously some anti-natalist bullshit that's being pushed on Japan, and well, it's not really a great idea because of the population crisis that they're going through. But, you know, I guess to fix that, they just need to import more Indians.
You are fucking, you fucking, you bloody, fuck you, bloody, bastard, bitch, fuck you, bloody, fuck you, bloody.
Like, this game isn't saying that all marriage is terrible, as illustrated by the fact that her sister obviously thought it was right for her.
Dead Domain might have somewhat of a point here if the game didn't present her sister's marriage as a bad thing. The game says shit like, oh well, Junko was puking while she was pregnant, or she looked so weak after giving birth. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it obviously presents marriage and having kids as something that's undesirable. Now, if you really want to go down the rabbit hole, you could say that this game is specifically targeted towards young women, so they are scared out of marrying or having children. But obviously, that's just a conspiracy. And I wouldn't believe a word of what I just said, of course.
That's kind of the difference between Shu and Foxmask, is that Shu just, like, treats her like a friend for a lot of the game.
Ha! Gay!
Wow, dude. Shu sure sounds like a doormat.
And Shu is one of the only people who doesn't put pressure on Hinako to live up to this nebulous feminist ideal, anti-feminist ideal.
I really don't think Dead Domain lives up to very many feminist ideals himself when you already know that he uses the women's bathroom, essentially violating the privacy of all women in there. But like, for real, no cap, fuck feminism. I will not be worshipping the divine feminine.
An introspective story, and what the thing that I think makes it work so well as a Silent Hill story is that it is this introspective story of somebody dealing with their trauma in a way that is horrific and horrifying. And to me, that's Silent Hill.
What? You know, I don't normally care to get on people for stupid shit like grammar, but fuck it, dude, it's Dead Domain. Horrific and horrifying are literally the same fucking thing. But anyway, fake fan detected, dude, because he really just said that trauma is what Silent Hill is about. The Western devs thought the same thing, and then we got a bunch of shitty clones of Silent Hill 2. So no, it's literally only Silent Hill 2 that does that shit. 1, 3, and 4 all focus on the cult.
I also got Hinako a tomboy, which back then was to insinuate someone femme was queer. The game never says, but it's a possible reading of why she's not interested in Shu romantically. Well, and one of the things I appreciate is, again, it's kind of left nebulous, like what Hinako is into, if she is attracted to women, if she, like, a lot of that stuff isn't really addressed.
Alright, so this is responding more to a chatter than Dead Domain, but no, someone being a tomboy back then did not insinuate that they were munching on that prime carpet. Like, dude, these leftists always love to insert their perversion into everything. Also, responding to Dead Domain, if Hinako does happen to be a lesbian in this game, then that just contributes to the fact that it's a woke piece of shit. Now, to be fair to Silent Hill F, there was a review before the game released that mentioned a lesbian relationship, and that actually turned out to be false. But if it was somehow true that Hinako is a lesbian, then that's not only creepy on the writer's part, with her being an underage character, but it would also make the game undeniably woke.
I don't think an alcoholic, abusive father being emotionally abusive to his wife for not making a dish correctly is comically abusive. I think it's kind of interesting to rail against it being like this woke propaganda and like, oh, this is just against like feminist roles in society. And then to call this kind of abuse over the top when the idea of like, oh, you just respect your parents and like, how dare you ever talk back? That was something I fucking heard growing up.
Who fucking who, nigga? Who asked? Not me! The fuck?
Oh, you poor little fucking baby. I'm sure you need a blankie after all of that horrible abuse. But really, everyone heard that growing up. You aren't fucking special, little bro. I have a redneck family, and I can guarantee that I would have gotten much worse growing up. Now, with that being said, I'm a man with 2 balls, which I know Dead Domain lacks, and I can say right now that you should get the fuck over yourself. Now, to comment on the scene in the game, it is incredibly comical. Silent Hill F presents the father as abusive to such an extreme that it's actually fucking hilarious, let's be honest.
Okay, so again, I think he's trying to say that like, oh, the mother being like, oh, can you go to the grocery for me is somehow a comical beat, when it's actually a very common thing in abusive situations for people trying to protect physically, whether it's a younger sibling, whether it's their child in this case.
Well, considering the fact that Dead Domain is bringing up the topic of abuse right now, I guess I might as well just bring up the chart.
Like, there's nothing funny about this.
Yes, there is.
Now, I will say, I did enjoy the story overall. I know, it sounds crazy. I can call...
Cucked. Massive cuck. Reddit cuck. Fucking fake ass fucking fake ass chud.
Believe it or not, someone can actually like something that's woke while still saying it's bad. I've said it plenty of times before, but I like Final Fantasy 16, and that game has homosexual propaganda in it. He also says soon after they liked the story because of how over the top some of the moments were.
This is one of my favorite things when they have to make excuses because they liked a thing, but then they still have to go back like, yeah, it's woke, but I mean, like, I like it, but it's like, maybe you're just like being an oversensitive little biatch.
Oversensitive? I wonder how you would react if someone didn't use your preferred pronouns, buddy. You'll never be a woman, by the way.
Cope, seethe, and dilate.
Maybe you are just trying to find things where they're not really there.
Yeah, okay, lil bro, fuck off. You're not gonna gaslight anyone into thinking there's no woke shit in this game.
Anti-natalist, anti-marriage, misandrist, dog shit. If you thought what we just listened to was somebody who didn't really understand a series or somebody who didn't really understand a game, just wait until you listen to this, what is sure to be buzzword soup, because Synth doesn't have any opinions he doesn't get off of fucking internet forums.
All 4 terms being correct ways to describe the game, and it's very fucking ironic for you to say buzzword soup when your entire fucking existence is a literal buzzword itself.
Women get treated no differently than animals. That pisses them off.
No, I think it's just the fact that this game is so ridiculous that it feels like a parody.
Arranged marriages, where they are forced to be basically breeding mares for whoever they get unlucky enough to get passed off to.
Yeah, that's right, boy. That's what women are supposed to do.
Get back in the kitchen.
Okay, but seriously, that's a really stupid way of simplifying it, when back then both men and women had far more meaning than they do now in this consumer society. What comes with getting pregnant as a woman? That means having children, which is the most basic human desire.
I feel the need to remind everybody that Synthetic Man is a virgin. He has not had a relationship.
Now, I am not gay, so I do not personally have insight into Synthetic Man's dating life, nor do I care. But if a person of transgenderism told me I was a virgin, I would laugh in their face. And you'll notice this a lot throughout this video, where he just resorts to ad hominems rather than challenging what he's saying in the review. Now, you may say, well, you do the same thing. That's because when I make fun of people, I do it for my own entertainment. Dead Domain does it because he's seething. I also am not obsessed with the people I talk about in my videos, which is why I typically only make 1 video per person.
Additionally, it needs to be brought up again, things that he said in the past, like Silent Hill 2, the Silent Hill 2 remake, where he said about Angela, when Angela was having a breakdown, because Silent Hill 2, that she's so ugly he wouldn't even rape her. That was a funny joke for him.
As an enjoyer of dark humor myself, that actually is pretty funny. You honestly need to get a sense of humor.
Also, he has said drunkenly in the past that, and again, this is all in my video. I have it all on tape, even if he's tried to delete the streams. Gotcha, bitch.
Okay, people already archive his streams, dipshit. And also, these days on YouTube, if you're a more edgy content creator, you kind of have to take down your streams because they can definitely fuck your channel.
Like, there's a lot wrong with Synth.
There's a lot fucking wrong with you, dear God.
Whoa, hold on, Tranny. Don't go in there. That's the ladies' room.
This game is some of the most overt anti-natalism, anti-marriage propaganda.
Oh man, I guess he had to leave for a dilating session, huh?
I beat Silent Hill F, and they gave me blue hair and pronouns? Woke.
Kill yourself.
Imagine comparing marriage to chopping off your arm.
Yeah, imagine. Again, this is the thing, it's like, imagine comparing marriage to chopping off your arm. We're regurgitating the same points, you see, but also, and I feel compelled to just remind people, the fuck do you know about it?
Damn, bro, look at that AGP smirk. That obviously means that everything you said was correct, queen. He obviously knows how fucking ridiculous this scene was in the game, and he can't refute a single thing about it. So he can only resort to ad hominems, which again, that's pretty much this entire section of this video. So there will be a lot that I'm skipping.
Imagine being forced to go through drastic and traumatic changes to your body, having a kid, because it's just what's expected.
Yeah, it's almost like that's been the natural order of things for thousands upon thousands of years, and it's only recently that people have broken that order of starting a family. Almost like it's a psyop. If Adam and Eve didn't have children as the first humans on Earth, none of us would be here right now. Or wait, maybe I shouldn't mention Adam and Eve with you being a Satanist. It'd be like an exorcism.
So it comes down to, for so many of these things, just an inability to literally see anybody else as like worthy of empathy.
You already know that is incredibly fucking ironic when leftists, especially those of the dead domain flavor, let's just say, really like to commit certain acts at elementary schools involving weapons. But dude, this is the party of love, tolerance, and acceptance. They would never hate you for what you believe in. Or wait, maybe they would.
This story is encouraging Japanese people not to get married or to have kids when their country's birth rate is already in the toilet.
Oh my god, dude. He can't even not be a fucking Nazi for other countries. He's just like, oh, their fucking birth rates are going down.
Oh my god. Like, I'm just so tired of this stupid shit. I really am.
Because it is an objectively fucking bad thing. Japan should be hitting the panic button right now, because if they don't do something soon, their people will die out. It's just hilarious to me how encouraging having kids is Nazism to him. It's like Wolfenstein 2, which is propaganda in literal video game form, which shows clean streets, no crime, a happy, homogenous people, and that's apparently a bad thing. This mindset that these things are bad is objectively backwards and evil.
And why don't we take a moment and ask Western women how happy they are with their financial independence and sleeping around with hundreds of men in their 20s as they find themselves.
I love he has to go and track down things to nitpick.
Yeah, that's what's called research, retard. Although, to be fair to him, he probably doesn't like facts very much. Because after all, if he had to look in the mirror, he probably wouldn't like the reality that he sees.
So the thing you're saying is directly at odds with the thing you're showing on the screen.
Well, first I looked into what happened at around that time, and this is just one thing I'm showing on screen, and believe me, there is a very big rabbit hole you can go down with this shit. 1973 was definitely a big year for a lot of different shit, and 1972 was only a year off from that.
His entire job is whinging and bitching about games being woke online, and talking about how, oh, games used to be so much better, blah, blah, blah. And he wants to talk about anybody else, even a fucking fictional character not wanting to accept responsibility.
I don't know how you think you can talk shit about anyone else. I mean, with all that clown makeup you're wearing, you could fit right into a fucking circus.
Actually, the term Silent Hill is never used in this game at any point. This is clearly originally not a Silent Hill game. Some people suspect it was a Fatal Frame game originally, wherein...
What?!
I guess he entered cope mode, but it actually is very plausible that this started out as something else and was just called a Silent Hill game for marketing purposes. After all, what about this really looks like Silent Hill? The town of Silent Hill isn't even in Japan. Most people would guess that this is Fatal Frame if they were shown the game with no other context.
While the dream sequences are an allegory for women losing their identity when they get married. Sure, I could go into a lot of details of this.
Not women. Specifically, Hinako.
Dead Domain here is trying to play dumb, but he knows exactly what the themes are. Silent Hill has always had symbolism, but now in this case, it's only limited to Hinako. Well, that's highly fucking doubtful. The message being pushed in this game is obvious, and you can try to deny it all you want, but it's still there.
Outside of critiquing that system, neither of these dorks can actually define what is woke, what is propagandistic about any of this stuff.
Yeah, and I'm sure you can't define what a woman is, but I know I can definitely define what woke is, and that's any game or piece of media, you know, whatever, that essentially pushes any sort of leftist agenda, or, you know, any sort of subversion, essentially. So yes, I can definitely define what woke is.
Just the fact that it is criticizing, or even inversely, advocating for women to have more of a voice in their vocation, in their direction in life, than being sold off like fucking cattle.
Yeah, getting married and having children makes a woman cattle, but you know, she better get in her bug bots, because that is true freedom, dude.
Although I got
Jesus
a lot
Christ,
of my rage out during the intro about the overall feminist message of this game, I think it bears repeating again how ridiculous it is in this day and age that we're getting yet another game pushing for anti-natalism and anti-marriage messaging when women are...
What fucking games? What the fuck is he talking about? Yet another game that's pushing for anti-natalism and anti-feminist messaging.
You really are stupid, ain't you?
Look at any game that pushes LGBT messaging, because what happens when someone becomes gay? They don't have kids. Same with the trans shit as well, which we can definitely see on display. A game doesn't have to directly say, dude, don't have kids, to have anti-natalist messaging. The fact that a leftist is pretending like he doesn't know what's going on is downright hilarious. It's like if two people can clearly see the sun in the sky, but then one of them says, the sun isn't there, what are you talking about? There's obviously someone who is fucking lying.
Still chasing the high of that Chad who fucked you one time when you were 20. I mean,
Jesus Christ. Man, the incel just fucking leaped out of him. Woo! He was just like, oh, there's fucking Stacy's. Yeah, yo, they're just gonna be, all these women are just gonna be, they're gonna wish that they were still fucking that one Chad they did in high school and they didn't go out with a nice guy like me. And they're all sitting there with their cats and their empty egg cartons and like, ooh, don't you love your career?
Oh man, dude, what a true and honest woman with his very feminine voice.
That's not your mother, it's a man, baby!
That's still, you gotta talk to somebody first. Pumpkin?
Dear God, please never say that again. I think I actually felt my balls shrink into my body hearing that shit.
And by the way, having been divorced?
Yeah, wonder fucking why.
For a Hong Kong-based company. So this is a Chinese game telling Japanese people to not get married and to not have kids. Are you going to tell me right now that isn't propaganda? You can...
Yes. Yes, I am. A Chinese developer, you think they cannot tell a story in Japan?
Are you a functional retard? I have to ask.
And here's another moment where he acts completely disingenuous and pretends like he doesn't know what's going on. Yet another common leftist tactic. I wonder if the problem could be that the Chinese absolutely hate the Japanese and are their enemy. But I guess we might as well ignore that when we need to get a slam dunk on the YouTube chud.
The far leftist, communist, champagne socialist feminist type who absolutely despises men and other women and her parents and basically...
Some cheese for this word salad of yours? Would you like some extra dressing on this fucking word salad?
That's incredibly ironic for someone whose Twitter bio probably looks a little something like this.
Champagne socialist, feminist, girl gamer, Hong Kong-based global homo agenda. What the fuck are you even talking about? You fucking loser.
And to finish it off, there's the felted laugh, because he knows that he has absolutely no response. But yeah, that's the end of the video. I'm pretty surprised that this video didn't take very long to make, as I've only been working on it for the past 3 days. So maybe if I get off my ass once in a while, I can actually get shit out pretty consistently. Anyway, see ya.
Either subscribe, donate, or get the fuck out.